Unconditional love. I'm a shapeshifter. I walk through doors. Welcome, everyone. This is the Compassion series, or otherwise known as the 7 segments of compassion. And this is segment 6, devotion and surrender. I wanted to speak about the path of least resistance as the path of nature. This doesn't mean that it's going to be easy, but it does mean that it is natural. And what I mean by that is it has these qualities as life instead of death, light instead of darkness, and as love instead of fear, nature instead of unnatural. So I wanted to bring up the concept of natural or unnatural discipline. So a good example of this is like maybe yoga or something, your yoga practice. So you could naturally desire to want to do yoga, or you could naturally desire to do yoga. And you could just kind of naturally feel inspired to do it because it feels healthy to you and all that. And there's a lot of pros to doing it. Or there could be an unnatural sense of discipline towards something. You could use maybe the same example, and it's just to impress someone, or maybe it's just an egotistical sort of intention. Or you could use another example. Instead of yoga, it could be like you're disciplined to maybe something unhealthy or whatever, and this is kind of an unnatural discipline. There's a natural resistance to these things for a reason, because they're unhealthy and all that. Or they're not right, in other words, too. But there are like practices, devotional practices. We're talking about devotion and surrender. And these practices can be unique and specific to you, or they can be more like universal practices that everyone kind of does. But I want you to think about how unique you truly are. Like, everyone has a unique path and all that that leads to love, or leads to enlightenment, or nirvana, or liberation, or ascended masterhood, if you want to be cool and say that. Just kidding. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, these practices are devotional practices to nature, and they are natural. So I would encourage you to practice them and all that, and figure out what your practices are, and practice them. It takes a little bit of trial and error in life, so just, and whatever feels right and natural. Existing is something to maintain, love, and celebrate. It's a sacred ceremony just to be and exist. And so we should surrender to that, I feel. Kind of like surrender to the sacred ceremony of existing as nature, while also remembering that darkness exists for the reason that we don't want to just be oblivious and totally forget about that because it's unsafe and it's also ignorant. So, anyway. Surrender or resistance to nature is an interesting concept. So we want to surrender to nature. Resistance to nature is not natural, actually. But I would say that purification, or maybe I'll just say compassion, takes time. And healing takes time, sometimes. So, don't be too hard on yourself if you are, resisting nature, feeling like you're resisting nature. Just do your best to surrender to nature, and kind of let go of that resistance, and eventually you will be liberated. But it definitely takes surrender. And I want to bring up just like this word by itself, just surrender. You kind of like apply it to nothing or everything. Just everything, right? But don't surrender to, I don't know, you also want to kind of not be too like passive and like just like unsafe either. So keep that in mind. You want to surrender to love. You don't want to surrender to the will of something bad, obviously. So yeah. I'm just saying, like, surrender is like a power of the universe or something. It's like a power of nature. Feeling as though you're living a life that is not your own is something that can happen when walking the path of devotion and surrender and the path of compassion. You can kind of give up like your own, feel like you're giving up your life for helping people and helping beings, spirits, all types of ways and all that. So yeah, I feel like that's temporary though, and that really it's that you're headed towards fulfillment when this happens to you. It's like a void space that you're being initiated into masterhood, or being master of compassion. So I want you to think about like a realistic reassessment of what your dream life looks like. If you're at like that stage right now where you feel like you're living a life that's not your own, and that you're just helping other people, and you're not like really, you're feeling full still, but like maybe you are, maybe you're not, but like it's good to feel full and complete, and make sure that you're not forgetting about yourself. If you're being compassionate, that means compassion to self as well. It's a good thing to remember. It's a great thing to remember. So a realistic reassessment of what your dream life looks like. So if your cup is full and you're giving to everyone else, then why not allow that to be your dream life? I think that that's a realistic reassessment. and a realistic dream that anyone can be that, can help people, and without pride just continue to serve for the sake of serving, for the fulfillment of doing the right thing. What would you choose here? An unnatural self-concept story of what you're told you should be, of what darkness and fear limits you to be, or are you going for natural fulfillment in life? That's really where it's at, I feel. And I would encourage you to continue on the path of light, even if it's not easy. It is well worth it. Hey, so the last thing I wanted to say is well, I just wanted to encourage you all to follow your heart, follow your hearts, and surrender to your natural devotion to compassion. This is natural, and this is fulfillment, I feel. So that's my take on it. Hope you all enjoyed the video. Peace and love.